what do you mean by the congruence? And congruence of plane figures, congruence of along line segments, and congruence of angles, and congruence of triangles. Okay. Then let's see introduction about the congruence. Then what are the congruence? How the two objects are said to be congruent? Let's see the video.
Congruence. Look at these objects. What strikes you about them? Yes, you are right. They are identical. Let us look at some more identical objects. We will now perform an activity with these objects. First, we draw their outlines and then remove the objects. Next, we slide the outlines of each pair of identical objects one over the other. What do we observe? The outline at the bottom is invisible. It merges with the outline on the top exactly. Two objects identical in their shapes and sizes are said to be congruent to each other. Exact correspondence of two objects in shape and size is called congruence. This is the symbol of congruence.
Yes, you have learned that what is the congruence? Congruence means the relationship between the two objects being congruent is called congruence. The relationship between two objects being congruent means they overlap each other is called congruence. Okay, let's see the congruence of plane figure. So here I have drawn two plane figures. Okay, so we have to check whether these two figures are overlap each other or not. Okay, so to prove this activity, to prove this whether these two are congruent or not, so I want to trace the one of the figure using the trace paper, and I want to superpose on the figure 1. Okay, the same activity I will do here, but I am not using here the trace paper, just I have taken the two A4 sheets paper. Okay, so here it is the figure 1 and it is the figure 2. Okay, so if I superpose these, means I will overlap these two papers on each other. They overlap and they superpose each other, means length is equal and breadth is also equal, right? So then these two papers or then these two objects are said to be congruent, right? So we can write it as whether the two objects are congruent. We can write it as here the F1 figure and here the F2 figure. So these two figures are congruent, right? So that means we have to show the symbol equals. So over that sleeping S. Okay. So now we can read it as F1 is congruent to F2. Okay. That means these two figures having the same length and same width, means they overlap each other. Right. So we can say it as F1 is congruent to F2. Okay. Right. Then let's move on to the second one, is congruence of line segments. Here you can observe here line AB and line CD. Can you tell me by observing these two they are congruent to each other? Right. So here line PQ and line RS. By observing that we can say that these two are not congruent. Why? Because the length of PQ is more than RS. Right. So at the same time here you may observe here we can't say. Right. So because most of the two line segments having the same length, but we can't say whether these two are congruent or not. So let's do one of the activity. So I will take one of the line segment, okay, and it is one of the line segment. Then I will superpose these two line segments upon this. Yes. But here these two are not superpose each other, means the line segment is smaller than the given line segment. So these two are not congruent to each other. The same way now I will take another one line segment. So now I will overlap or I will superpose each other. Yes. These two line segments having the same length. Okay. So then these two line segments are said to be congruent. Yes. How can you write these two line line segments are congruent? Yes, we have to write down here. AB line segment is congruent to CD. So how can we write? We can write it as AB line segment is congruent. Congruent symbol is equals. Upon that, sleeping S symbol and CD line segment. We can say it as AB is congruent to CD. Right? Yes. It is about the congruence of line segments. If we can say that the two line segments are congruent, they should have the same length. Here they say that if two line segments have the same length, they are congruent. So if the two figures are congruent, if the two line segments are said to be congruent, they should have the same length. Okay. Yes. Then next, the third one is congruence of angles. Let's check whether the given angles are congruent or not. Okay. So for the angle ABC. So first I will take the angle ABC and angle PQR. So if I superpose these two angles, they will overlap each other. Now I will superpose these angle PQR on angle ABC, then Q falls on B and QP along AB. Alright, so where does the QR falls? Right, so if the QR falls on BC, right? Yes, so here A falls, Q on B and QR falls on BC, QR falls on BC and QP falls on BA. QP falls on BA. Right? So you may see here these two angles are measured 60 degree. Then these angles are said to be congruent. That means angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR. Can we say that? Yes. Then write down here angle, or you may write it as measure of angle ABC is congruent to equals over sleeping S and measure of angle PQR. Angle PQR. Okay. At the same time, let's try angle ABC and angle LMN. Okay. So same time, angle ABC and angle LMN. So we have to check whether these two or measure of these two angles are congruent or not. So let's superpose this angle LMN on angle ABC. Okay. So angle M falls on angle B, but angle BC doesn't fall on line segment or ray LM, because here the angle is smaller and the angle ABC is greater. The measure of these two angles are not equal. Hence we can say that angle ABC is not congruent to angle LMN. Okay. Yes. So angle ABC and angle LM are not congruent. Why? Because the measure of these two angles are different. Right? So let's try the given figure angle ABC with the angle XYZ. Okay. So you may observe here the angle Y and measure 60 degree. Here the angle B measures 60 degree. We can say that these two angles are superposed each other. And also you may observe the BC ray. The ray BC is not extended. Right? Means they are given in short. But here the YZ ray is extended. Right? But while we are comparing or while we are checking the superposition of these two measure of angles, you don't consider the measure of ray. Okay? Means the length of the ray. If you extend this BC ray also, you will get the same measure as the angle XYZ. So we can say that angle XYZ is congruent to angle ABC. You may also superpose the angle XYZ upon the angle ABC. You will the angle Y will falls on B and line segment or ray XY falls BA and the ray YZ falls on BC. Right? So we write here the first and second figure, the angle Y on angle B and then angle YZ. So the ray YZ on BC and XY or YX on BA. Though they will superpose each other, then we can say that measure of angle XYZ is congruent to measure of angle ABC. Right? So measure of angle XYZ is congruent to measure of angle ABC. Measure of angle ABC is congruent to measure of angle PQR and angle ABC is congruent to angle XYZ. So therefore we can write it as measure of angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR and angle PQR is congruent to angle XYZ. Right? So therefore we can write it as angle ABC is congruent to angle PQR and also it is congruent to angle XYZ. Angle XYZ. So we can say that when the two angles are having the same measure, then they are said to be congruent. So if the two angles are congruent, then we can say that the measure of the angles are same. Okay? Then let's move on to the fourth one, congruence of triangles. Yes, then let's see the fourth one concept, congruence of triangles. You may see here it is the triangle ABC and it is a triangle PQR. So here I have taken the copy of triangle ABC. It is the copy of triangle ABC. So I name it as angle PQR. Okay. So these two triangles are having the same length and same shape. Then they are said to be congruent. Okay. So here you may observe here these angles these triangles are equal in length and equal in size. Then they are said to be congruent. Then I will write it as triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. So in the previous congruence of angles, so we superpose the angle Q on angle B and QP is falls on AB and QR falls on the side BC. Right? At the same time PQ, PR falls on the side AC. Then let's see here. Here I have taken the two triangles with the same type. It is one of the triangle is triangle ABC and the other one the triangle is triangle PQR. Okay. So with the same type I will do here. So I will superpose these two triangles. Let's see here. Yes, you may see here. Here the angle A falls on angle P and angle B, angle Q falls on angle B and here angle R falls on angle C. Okay, so now I will superpose each other, means they will matches, means they will overlap. So they are equal in size and measure, right? So all the angles are in equal measure and all the sides are in equal length. Then these two triangles are said to be congruent. So we can write it as triangle PABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Okay, so if it is matches, if it is exactly matches, we will take the corresponding angles and sides and corresponding vertices. Okay, so now you may see here the angle A is corresponding to angle the measure of the triangle, means angles and sides are same, right? So here angle A measures 60 degree, angle B also will measure 60 degree, right? So if we superpose like this, do we get the exact congruence? No. So why? Because the measure of P is not equal to measure of C. So we have to superpose like this. Here the angle A corresponds to angle P, angle B corresponds to angle Q, and angle C corresponds to angle R. So these are the corresponding angles of these triangles. Okay, with the same type corresponding sides of these two triangles. Okay, so first write down the corresponding vertices. So first one corresponding vertices is A and P. Okay, so corresponding vertices are A and P. Okay, with the same type corresponding vertices B and Q. B and Q. With the same type third one is C and R. C and R. So these are the corresponding vertices. Then the same type corresponding sides, means these two triangles have the same length, right? So which two sides are in same length? So we may observe here the first one AB and PQ. So measure of AB is equals to measure of PQ. So these two are corresponding sides of a triangle. Okay. So write down here corresponding sides are AB and PQ. The same type corresponding sides are AC and PR. AC and PR. AC and PR. So then the third way is QR and BC. QR and BC are the corresponding sides, right? So then let's write down the corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are angle P corresponds to angle A, and angle C corresponds to angle R, and angle B corresponds to angle Q. Okay, then write down here corresponding angles are angle A and angle P, and then angle C and angle R, angle C and angle R, and the third one is angle P and angle Q, angle B and angle Q. So in the congruence of two triangles, we will get the corresponding vertices, corresponding sides, and corresponding angles. So the triangle has the three sides, three vertices, and three angles. So we will get the three pairs of corresponding sides, corresponding vertices, corresponding angles. Okay. So it is all about the congruence of the triangle. Is it clear? Yes. Well, in this class we have learned what is the introduction about the congruence and what is the definition of the congruence. Congruence means the relationship between two objects being congruent is called congruence. Congruent means is superposed or overlap. Okay. So then the two objects are said to be congruent. So congruence. Then we have already learned the congruence of plane figures and congruence among the line segments, congruence of angles, and also congruence of